Hey guys, welcome back for another Whiskey Wednesday. We're gonna get back into some blinds, guys. Got a couple battles in the works that are coming up, so trying to sharpen the skills. Dive into the 1,000,001 samples that I got and see if I can maybe pick out some bottles. I've been doing pretty well, for the most part on some of these. So hopefully that streak continues. We're going to kick this show off in a minute, guys. Dive into this box of samples and see how good or how bad I do. All right. If you're new to our channel, hit that like and subscribe. We're about to kick the show off. Cheers. Welcome back, guys. And we are going to dive right into this. I got my little handy dandy box over here of samples, and we are going to pull a random one out. I don't have much left in here, guys. I'm just going to kind of show this over here so you can see it on camera. Probably got, 3 rows left. So, sounds right. 3 rows. So we'll choose what? The third row, 3. Oh, there's not one there. So let's go with the one under it. We're going to take that sample, keep it random. I'm going to turn my head, guys, make sure the label is out. It feels pretty full. So I'm going to hold that up to the camera. Hopefully you can see the stats on that. I'm going to open this. It has like some plastic on it. All right. Color looks nice. Gonna put that top back on, guys. And we're gonna throw it into our golden whiskey nose Glen. So I don't know what's in it or don't know what the sample is. Gonna hide that and we'll just place that to the side. Cheers, everybody here. Some nice color. Nice color. Let's give it a little swirl and we're gonna dive in. We'll see if we can maybe we'll guess if it's maybe finished or not. Try to do the proof point, distillery. I'll try to bottle guess, and whatever other stats I can maybe think of. But we'll see how close or how far I get from potentially guessing this bottle. But we're going to swirl it up a bit, guys. Swirling it. And we're going to go in for a sniff. Cheers. Ooh, so it's definitely different up front. Been like nosing a lot of like conventional bourbons recently, and this doesn't come off conventional to me. Almost comes across finished. Bright though, like a citrus. It's like a nice citrus. Like this reminds me of something like that I've had before. I'm gonna go in for a taste, guys. It's so hard sometimes pulling it off the nose, but if on a nose, if I had to guess, I think this is probably a cash strength or a barrel proof. Like I am getting some ethanol forwardness. Outside of that, very like citrus forward. Like it's like a tangerine, like a bright citrus. Tangy too, not like an orange, but almost, yeah, like a tangy tangerine. Oh, that's nice. This reminds me of something. Holy crap. We're going to go in for a taste, guys. Cheers. Ooh. I've had something like this. I'm trying to think what gives me those notes. Like I have this almost reminds me of New Holland. Like it has like this citrus note up front. Then up front, actually, that's a little different. It has citrus and a lot of like dark berry on their ryes. Like I don't think this is a rye. I think this may be a bourbon, but it's not like coming off as like a Kentucky or MGP. It's not like it doesn't come across like as a normal distillery. It does remind me of like New Holland. And when I say New Holland, like those reminded me of like Kings County. I don't know what it is with the New York distillate or where it's being aged over there, but they have it has a certain profile. And this reminds me of it. I'm not even sure what their mash bill is, to be honest, either. I just know I had some really good barrels from Kings County, and this reminds me of that profile. Let me take another sip. It even kind of tastes like a like an NBC, like a Nashville MG. Oh god, that's weird. So it has a lot of that fruit forwardness that I get off of NBC single barrels, but there's something reminding me of like a Kings County single barrel that I've had, but just not as concentrated as that. And it does have some nice color. I'm not sure what the age on this is. If I had to guess, I would think it's like a 6 to 8 year old whiskey. If it isn't, I would imagine maybe the barrels were smaller than 53 gallons because the color is definitely dark. You know, it does have some concentrated flavor, but it's tough. Like I've definitely nosed and tasted something very similar to this. It's tough. You know, so like the way I work with blinds or try to work through blinds is thinking of certain memories that get triggered upon certain taste and notes that I get. And that's what I found to kind of help me navigate through blinds a little better than what I used to do in the beginning. You know, I would just sit there and just try to kind of pinpoint everything versus kind of having, set notes or memories, right? Like we all talk about just say 9/11, right? Like everybody knows where they were, when that happened. And it's little triggers like that with whiskey, when I've tasted one thing, I'm like, maybe doing this or thinking that or just this note pulled out. And I get that on certain whiskeys every now and then to help me kind of bottle guess certain things. It doesn't happen often, but there was something about this whiskey that gave me vibes of Kings County and a little bit of a couple like NBC single barrels on that citrus note. But I'm leaning Kings County, which is weird. I don't know who would have sent me Kings County. I know I had a sample from Copper Wolf a while ago, but I thought that I tasted that whiskey. And this thing was obviously sealed. You seen the plastic that was around it, so I could be mistaken and probably just maybe never had that. But I know that was a sample I've had, but I have more samples everywhere, so I don't even know what's in that box, guys. But we're gonna take another sip of this. Then, we're gonna take a guess on proof. I'm kind of locked in on that Kings County, which is kind of weird for me to even try to bottle guess Kings County because I've only had a handful of their bottles, but it's something reminding me of that. Yeah, it's a mix. It's weird. I want to say a mix between Kings County and NBC, but that just sounds kind of weird, right, guys? But it's that dark berry note that I get on both products. Kings County and NBC give me a lot of like dark blackberry vibes, and that's all over this. It just doesn't taste like MGP to me, which makes me lean more towards Kings County. It doesn't seem too high proof. I'm gonna take one more sip. If I was to guess proof, let's say 121. So let's kind of narrow this down, right? So I said 6 to 8 year old New York bourbon, right? We're gonna go at Kings County. I think it's 121 proof. I do not think it's finished. As much of a dark berry and fruit forwardness I'm getting, it just comes across too similar to things that I've had that weren't finished. Right. So we're going to lean on the non-finished route, 6 to 8 years, 121 proof, going with Kings County. If I'm going to bottle guess, I'm just going to say a single barrel from them. Yeah, I can't obviously choose or pick which pick it was, but we got our little answer in here, guys. Let's see how good or bad I did. Right, we're going to pull this out and take a peek. Oh, what is this? So, Dietrich Bourbon, Belle of Dayton. I don't even know what this is, guys. So 120, I said 121 proof. I was spot on. So 121.4 proof, batch 002, bottle 108 of 208. I said 6 to 8 years. It was a 7-year-old whiskey or a 7-year-old bourbon. It's a 5 grain. But Dietrich Bourbon, Belle of Dayton. So I'm not Dayton. I would think that's maybe Ohio. So is it maybe an Ohio, distilled in Ohio? I'm not sure. If you guys know about this, put it in the comments. I'll probably end up looking it up after this video anyway. But I nailed proof. I was right there within a year, 6 to 8 at 7 years old, 121. I was spot on that. It is a bourbon, which I said bourbon. I was leaning more towards the Kings County vibe, just because of that dark berry. But this is really good, surprisingly good, because I don't know anything about this company, and I don't know who sent me this. I'm gonna have to look through the boxes to see if I can look at samples that I know that somebody sent to match up handwriting. But here, I'm not sure. This potentially could be, I think maybe Todd Ritter that might have sent this to me. I'm not positive. Or it could be Copperwolf. I'm not, I don't know. I've got so many samples from everybody, guys. But we're gonna take one more sip. Thanks for hanging with me. This one was actually fun. It took me for a ride. Pretty happy that I kind of nailed a couple things. It doesn't say that it's finished, so I nailed that too. Nailed bourbon, non-finished. Nailed proof, literally spot on within a year of age. Just the only thing I didn't guess, which is usually like bonus questions, right? Was just like bottle guess. You know, and I guess maybe state of distillation. I would have said New York, which if this is Dayton, it's probably Ohio, but I'm not familiar with the bottle to really know. But we're going to take one more sip and we're going to end this off, guys. I really like this. This is really good. Like, it's literally like a hybrid between like the really good Kings County single barrels and some of the better 7-year NBC MGP barrels that I've had. Like, I think this could be easily mistaken for NBC with that nice dark berry note. Wow. Whoever sent me this, I'm going to show you it. You know your handwriting. Thank you for this. This was a killer single barrel. This thing was pretty darn good. Happy to have tasted it. Did pretty well. Could have did better, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. But thank you guys for sticking with me so far through this. This one was fun. You know, we're going to probably brush up on a couple more blinds in the next few weeks, you know, just to kind of stay on top of some of these competitions that I got to do. You know, I got to try to win. Got some belts that I got to try to win. So a bunch of blind battles coming up, you know, and there's no better way to kind of sharpen the skills than to, you know, taste stuff blind with you guys. So you can just see it literally at face value, right? You know, because there's no cheating in here, and cheating wouldn't be fun anyway, right? I'm not learning anything from that. So this is one that I can add because there's specific notes that got triggered, you know. So in the future, if I have this, I think I could probably bottle guess it or be in between, I guess, NBC, Kings County, and this now, right? Because they're very, very similar on taste profile. But thanks, guys. Been rambling a bit. We're going to end it here. You guys have a great day. Cheers.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you